Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. How is everybody? Happy Friday. Guys, please subscribe, hit that like button, and more than anything, thank you for being here with me. I truly appreciate all of you so very much. Let's see, doing probably a little bit of shorter video tonight. I actually had the honor of speaking at a halfway house during an AA meeting tonight, and that was really cool, man. It was really cool. Great bunch of girls over at the halfway house here in Cambridge, Massachusetts, right? Anybody watching, thank you so much for having us. You guys were amazing, and I really appreciated it, right? So, I was talking to somebody earlier who happened to notice that, like, happened to notice that I talk about all the time, that my world has completely changed, that I'm a completely new person, and that, like, literally, I'm literally not the person that I was, and when he asked me, like, well, how do other than, obviously, you say pray and meditate, but how did you really do it? And so I started trying to talk to him a little bit about it, and I think the biggest point I came across was, I stopped reacting and I started responding. All right, so we're going to talk about that tonight. That's what we're going to talk about. Like I said, I might keep this a little bit shorter and maybe just drill that point in. Right. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, hurt people hurt people. Okay. And when somebody's coming at you sideways or coming at you from a space of anger or pain, or just coming at you wrong, right? Rather than reacting back at them and reacting in aggression or in resentment or just any kind of shitty manner that you normally would or I normally would, right? I try to pause and understand that again. This is somebody trying to get me off of my pedestal. I like to consider myself, right? Not that I'm on a pedestal over anybody else, but I try to have complete control over my emotions and my reactions, right? So I react, I respond from a place of love. Like I try to understand. What I mean by that is I try to understand that they're not, I mean, unless I'm in a flat out argument with somebody, but I'm talking about just in general when people are hurt or just you know what I mean. When people are just short with you, or rather than giving it back to them and perpetuating the stress and the just the negative responses. I try to come back from a place. Hey, how you doing? Just a place. Just come back at them from a place of love. Try to understand. Ask them what they're going through. What's going on with you. Hey, you seem upset today. What's going on? What's bothering you, right? And I listen. And people respond so well when you actually don't. In a conversation, listen rather than waiting to respond or waiting to speak, right? It goes so far, and you'll learn so much about somebody. You could work alongside somebody day in and day out, and never actually listen to what they're saying to you, and never really learn anything about them, and certainly not do you any good, and certainly not do them any good, right? So I try to change that today. I try to have control over that. I actually listen to what somebody's telling me, and rather than reacting to it, I try to respond from a place of love. Either give them encouragement, or if I see something outright where they're wrong, I correct them, right? But in a kind and delicate way, and just let them know. And I try to give an example rather than trying to, keep them from feeling put on the spot, right? Is a great way to communicate, right? You want to make somebody feel heard and understood, and it goes so far in mending relationships and just dealing with anybody in general, right? So I pause, I digest what they say, and then I respond from a place of love. I listen to them, hear them out, all right? And then like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Like say somebody that just this and this happened, and this is why this is why the reason I am, and I'll always stop them right there. No external circumstance can dictate the way that you feel, respond, or react to something, right? You decide how how you take anything. You can alchemize all the negativity coming at you and turn it into love and spit love back at them. Like you're perfectly capable of it. You have full control over every word you say, every emotion that comes out of your body, right? I mean, it's literally that's why I pray and meditate, because it gives me that control over my reactions, and it changes the trajectory of my life and every interaction I have throughout the day. And it's powerful, guys. It works. It works incredibly well, and it literally changes the way people receive me and what they're willing to do for me. And I'm not doing it because what people will do for you, but I'm just saying it opens doors of opportunity, right? Um, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of better examples, but just in general terms, guys. You're all right. Say you're going up for a job, okay? And four of us go in there. We're all perfectly qualified, but I go in there and I'm, not like blowing sunshine up your ass, but I'm respectful. I'm listening. I'm more, open the door, hold the door open, just being genuinely interested and connecting with the person, and trying to make understand where they're coming from, notice something about where they're coming from, and offer friendly advice or something uplifting, or you know what I'm saying, just you're gonna stand out in the crowd. You're gonna attract more opportunities. It's not about trying to get something out of somebody, but it's just by just magnetically aligning yourself with better opportunities. It's when you're coming from a place of love, you radiate this happiness and peace and joy, and it makes people want to hear what you have to say, or spend more time with you. I mean, if I walk in there and I'm all happy and I'm nice and not like ridiculous over the top, but just genuinely, authentically coming from a place of caring and love and just trying to be real without being fake and bullshit, because people can spot fake a mile away. But that's why I tell you something. You can't do anything. You can't do any of this before you heal yourself. That's why you spend the time, the self care, heal your wounds, heal yourself, but get yourself to a place where you are the best version of yourself possible, and make sure that version of you is better than 90% of the general public out there, because you're actually doing the work and trying and caring, and you're gonna stand out in the crowd without being fake. I mean, I absolutely refuse to do anything that I'm not 100% true behind. I couldn't sit there and talk to you guys on this channel if I did. If I didn't walk the walk out there in every minute of my life, I couldn't do this. I just legit, so I am. I couldn't do it. I'm doing this because I've done this. I've done this first, and now I'm coming to tell you about it because it's working so incredibly well. And like I said, I'm legitimately noticing ripple effects, and it's coming back to me, and I'm hearing about 2 different people. I got a person that called me. I'm doing a job this week for a guy, and I've just, again, not blowing any sunshine up his ass, but just being a kind, considerate, doing the best job I possibly can, not cutting any corners, and just going over the top, doing everything the best possible way. And being courteous to the people that live in the house that I'm in there working in, and clean up after myself, and just doing the extra work that nobody else would do. I got a phone call from the guy that lives a couple houses down. He was over talking to the landlord, and the landlord showed him the work. They're talking about the work that I'm doing, and he asked him, who's doing the work, and he started telling him about it. He said, oh, this, just spoke so highly of me that now, boom, here I am. I just picked up another customer out of the deal, right? And again, I never set out with that intention. It's because I just show up the best version of me every interaction I have. And it's opening doors left and right, guys. And I'm not special. Anybody can do this. I just made a conscious decision to do the work, put in the effort, and mean it. Put my heart behind it. Every interaction I have, guys, goes swimmingly. It's amazing. Like, it's a combination of everything. Of building up good karma, making people want to go out of their way to promote you and do things for you, and it's just working incredibly well. Let's see what else I got written down here, guys. I'm getting off topic. Yeah, I mean, it literally, guys, be the bigger person, right? Be the one to extend the olive branch. Get out of your own head for a minute and look at where somebody else might be coming from, and then see what you can do to make to lighten their load, to make their life a little bit better, and do this repeatedly over and over again, and just watch what happens, guys. Watch. Not only does it fix you, because at the end of the day, I don't care who you are, you're going to come home and feel better about yourself, because you're like, wow, I actually made an impact in the world today. I made a difference today. Like, it's unbelievably powerful, guys. It works incredibly well. And again, you got to heal yourself first, which is why I promote prayer and meditation. And again, to me, it's all about God. I literally, when I pray and I meditate, I get these downloads. I get these answers. I have like an intuitive knowing, right? I'll pray on a question and not even specifically ask something, not asking for something, but insight for something and direction in an area of my life. And shortly thereafter, if I get quiet and think, the answer just comes to me, like, instinctively. Like, I'm not, like, clairaudient. I'm not hearing it. I'm claircognizant. I'm praying and I'm waiting for the download, and the download is just popping into my head. And it's because I'm concentrating. Every one of us has these abilities in there. If you stop and start to exercise control over your own emotions, over your own body, and you do this through prayer and meditation, and I'm sure there's other ways to do it, yoga, whatever else, but these are the steps that I'm taking, and they're working for me, so this is what I'm talking about, because it's what I've experienced with. But I'm telling you, you can do it. Anybody can. I'm not, I'm not overly psychic, although I'm starting to find that I'm intuitively psychic, and that's amazing to me, right? And that just gives me a leg up on every situation I walk into. And anybody can do this. It's just a matter of exercising the control, putting the effort in, making the effort. So guys, heal your wounds. Again, if you're an active addict or an alcoholic, then by all means get into a program. If you have mental health concerns, speak to a counselor. I met with my therapist today, as a matter of fact. And same thing. The guy was blown away. He's like, just through conversations, just a general checkup of how we're doing. The guy's like, I don't know what you're doing in therapy. He goes, literally, you could have a PhD in psychology at this point. But it's just because I'm practicing in my own life. You know what I mean? And I'm blessed to be able to have been able to take the time and do the work and actually intuitively spend the actually work on it and mean it and come from my heart and do a little bit of research and try these things out and see that they're working and go with them, right? But it's literally just opening up a whole new world, and I'm looking at everybody differently and understanding that we're all so alike. Like we're all very unique and individual, but we all face a lot of the same concerns and stresses, and we react in a lot of the same ways. So now I'm starting to be able to pick up behaviors from people, and just from knowing how when I would act like that, this is probably what I was going through, and be able to approach somebody like that and make a difference in people's lives and just offer help. You know what I mean? I try to offer help at every opportunity. Guys, these things, they're simple yet profound. They're literally life-changing deals, right? And it's not that hard. It's just a matter of trying to, making a decision to be the best version of yourself possible. Pray on it, meditate on it, and then act on it, right? I mean, it's the same thing I say over and over again. God, universe, whatever you want to call it, guys. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter, but it's real. And it puts you into alignment. It'll shake your fucking world up, right? Because if you're as far out of balance as I was, you're gonna have to lay a lot of shit down to get a lot of stuff coming right. But do you want to keep pushing a rock up a hill, or you want to take a couple months and straighten yourself out and reset your life, and then actually have an opportunity to go forward? And a matter of weeks here, I'm already making up for decades of lost time here and putting myself in a position where I'm actually, and I'm into the positive in every column of my life, rather than stacking the negatives and digging deeper into a hole. And I'm incredibly grateful. And that's the other thing, guys. Be grateful, now. As you see good things happen and people start reacting, be grateful, man. Be grateful for the relationships you have. Be grateful for the blessings that you have. Look into the blessings you have. As you start to do the work, look at how far you've come, and then be grateful for how far you come, and just build upon it. It's a movement, right? It starts with a movement within yourself, and then when you start finding community around you, it becomes a movement within the community. It's an incredibly powerful thing, guys. Like I was speaking at the halfway house today. I felt like I was blundering, stumbling all over. I walked out. One of the guys I was with, I'm like, yeah, I'm still really bad with public speaking. I have a horrible fear of public speaking. And I was red-faced. I felt like I literally stumbled all over the place and didn't get a message out because my story is really long, and I only had 15 minutes to talk. So I didn't want to try and stay my story, so I was kind of jumping around. And the two guys over there, like, are you kidding me? That was one of the most amazing shares I've ever heard. And I was blown away by that, guys. It meant everything. It meant so much to me. I thought that was amazing. And they meant it. They weren't blowing smoke up my ass. But, we tend to be so hard on ourselves, guys. Remember, perfectionism is the enemy of getting anything done, right? Because what it is, perfectionism is an excuse to do nothing. Because you psych yourself out, well, I can't do it perfectly, so I shouldn't bother at all. No, there's no such thing as perfect, guys. You bring your A game. You be the best version of you in every situation, and that's, nobody can ask for more than that. And it's 9 times out of 10 going to be a lot more than anybody would have expected from you, and they're going to appreciate the abundance that you're bringing to them. And it's going to come back to you, guys. Everything you put out positive comes back to you tenfold, one way or another. I mean, I'll give you. It's funny. The first week I was out of rehab, I had read that. I had read it in the Bible. Everything you give out in charity comes back to you tenfold. Well, it just so happened that I seen two I was at Faneuil Hall, and there were two people on the sidewalk asking for for change. I had $20 on me, so I gave them each five. I'm like, you know what? It's Friday. I'll get money later on. I'll give them half of what I got. So I gave out $10, and I swear to God, not a word of a lie, guys. I'll never lie to you on this thing. It was about 30 minutes later. I'm walking to the South Bay Home Depot, and if you guys are familiar with South Bay in Boston, there's all sorts of riffraff and shit going on out there, ripping and robbing, and police everywhere and people everywhere, and then good people that are just down on their luck trying to get work, but there's a lot of people there looking for anything and everything, right? I get out of the truck, I take 10 steps, I find $100 bill in the ground. Tenfold what I gave out. I gave out $10. I got $100 back. I'm like, I looked up the sky and just started laughing. I called my brother. I'm like, Matthew, I literally read that Bible verse this morning. Here it is. It's like, I call these the synchronicities to let that as you do these good things, like God will throw this shit at you. Just he's got a hell of a sense of humor, but he'll throw these little synchronicities at you to let you know that you're doing the right thing and you're on the right path. And that's literally what my life is right now. It's one big synchronicity that I'm doing the right thing and I'm on the right path. Because things are just opening up and doing fantastic for me. Oh, this turned into a lot more than I thought it was gonna. Guys, give it a shot. You know what I mean? I'm not up here, like I said, I'm not up here because I'm looking at you on camera, because I know I don't, and I'm okay with that because I love who I am today. For the first time in my life, I can honestly say that. Like, I wouldn't be on here doing this if I didn't, but I love who I am, and I love the idea that I'm helping people, and I'm starting to get some comments here and there that I actually am. People seem to appreciate it, and that means the world to me, guys. It's all I can ask for. Like it makes the loss of 40 years of my life to drug addiction worth every minute of it, because the lessons that I've learned, being able to share them with you guys out here, right? Guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you taking the time to listen, but please put these things in practice and just give yourself a shot. Invest in yourself for your sake, for your family's sake, for your community's sake. We're all a big family, guys. God loves you. I love you. Nobody else has told you that today. Now I have, okay? And I'm going to do it every day. Invest in yourself, invest in your family, invest in your friends, loved ones, in your community, guys. We can change this world, and we're going to do it. I'm going to keep on pushing until we do. Guys, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Be blessed.